We got a jam-packed episode here on Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Keenan Allen said, what? Montez Sweat ready to roll. He commented on this weekend's game today. We got the latest injury reports for both Chicago and Tennessee. And I thought I'd take a guess at who the inactives could be in week one because interesting little nugget from Richard Hightower today makes it interesting on who may or may not be active at certain spots. Remember, not all 53 players are active on game day. So all that and more coming up. And if you're ready for Bears-Titans on Sunday, hit that like button, like the video. I don't see how you couldn't be. Football is back, and so are we here on Chicago Bears Now. All right, Keenan Allen talking about Caleb Williams on Wednesday, saying this about his quarterback. He said, I wouldn't rather be with another guy than Caleb. The confidence is through the roof. Now, I'm not going to spend 10 minutes on this or anything crazy, but I just like this quote from Keenan because he's a vet. He's been in this league. He's played with two, for sure, one Hall of Fame. Well, is Phillip Rivers going to the Hall of Fame? Maybe, maybe not. Very good player in Phillip Rivers, and also Justin Herbert, who could be a Hall of Famer one day. And he's sitting there saying, I would rather be with no one else than Caleb. Now, whether, deep down he truly believes that, would he rather play with Mahomes or something like that? Who knows? But the point is this. Give your young quarterback some confidence heading into his first start. They've both talked about each other publicly about, they knew each other out in L.A. when Keenan was playing for the Chargers, Caleb at USC, which, by the way, shout out USC for retiring Caleb's number 13 jersey. That's pretty cool for him. But hey, send a little public message like, yeah, this is my guy. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else. Like, let's give him a little confidence, and hey, maybe he'll throw me the football a little bit more. And that's kind of what I'm eager to see and excited to watch is, the ball distribution. Who's going to get more targets? How is Shane Waldron going to game plan? And is DJ Moore going to be the primary guy? Is it going to be spread out? Is Keenan going to emerge as the targets leader? How does Rome Odunze, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift figure into all of that? A lot of mouths to feed. And Keenan was kind of asked about that too. He said, hey, you've clearly been that top guy for a while now. What's your approach now that, you could be the number one, but you're not a clear-cut number one? He said, I kind of like it. I'm not having to be that clear top guy. Other guys are going to get opportunities, going to give me better looks. So I think he just wants to win. He wants to be here, and I'm excited to see what he can do when it comes to not only week one, but this entire season. All right, Montez Sweat asked about week one, and he's ready for Will Levis. He said, I'm excited to get my hands on the quarterback. We are hungry. We like to eat. We like to hunt. And that's what the defensive line is hoping to do. Obviously, we all feel good about Montez Sweat. It's the guys around him. Who's going to step up and be a productive player? By the way, how about Andrew Billings? The comments from Coleman Shelton calling him the most underrated player in the league. So you feel good about him as a run stopper. But is DeMarcus Walker, Javon Dexter, Austin Booker, can one of these guys step up and have an impactful day? I think the opportunity is there going up against this offensive line that we talked about on an episode earlier today. Yesterday? It was this morning about the Titans' offensive line not being that good. The Bears have the edge. Even though their defensive line still needs some guys to prove they can play at a high level, I think there's more to point to just with Montez Sweat alone than anything Tennessee can point to. Lloyd Cushenberry is a nice center, but Sweat's a much better overall player, and there's question marks all over that offensive line. And Petit Frere in particular, whoever is lined up opposite of him should feel good about that matchup if it's one-on-one. If it's Montez Sweat, good luck. But I think a guy like Austin Booker can beat Petit Frere because he's a backup caliber tackle. And what was Booker doing in the preseason? He was bullying backup caliber tackles. So I think Sweat should feast on Sunday, especially if he's drawing that matchup. I think the Bears will move him around quite a bit. He mostly played left end last year, but they moved him to right end later in the year, so they'll mix and match there. But, I think it's advantage Chicago, and the pass rush needs to leave its mark. Speaking of which, put this video out earlier on Thursday. Bad news for the Titans. Why? Because Montez Sweat is a mismatch going up against this offensive line. I expand my thoughts on that in that show, so subscribe to the channel. Link's right there. Go to the content tab. Check out this video plus all of our other content leading up to week one, including my preview from earlier in the week that kind of breaks down position by position and who has the edge, plus my final score prediction. All right, coming up next, we get into the Bears and Titans injury reports from Thursday, a new edition on the Bears injury report. We'll see if that's significant or not. But first, Game time. Who wants to go to Soldier Field on Sunday? I really wanted to, but I got to be in the studio to be live for a watch party for you guys. So if you want to go, get going with the best ticketing app out there, and the sponsor of this show, that is Game Time. It is awesome. It's got a new feature called Game Time Picks, which makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play easier. It also will filter out the fluff to show you the best deals on the best seats, so you don't have to filter through thousands of tickets. Whether you're getting tickets for a sporting event, concert, comedy show, or anything else, Game Time has you covered with views from the seats, super deals, which are the best bang for your buck, and the last-minute tickets for lowest price guaranteed. So if you wake up Saturday, even early Sunday morning, feel like going, you might get a good deal within the Game Time app, so go check that out. Download the app today. Use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off your first purchase only. Terms do apply there. That's $20 off with code CHATSPORTS. What time is it? It's game time. Link is in the comments and to the description to redirect you to the App Store and then start that process. To get that $20 off with code CHATSPORTS, terms do apply. All right, here's the Bears injury report today. It's gone from 6 to 8, but with context. Ryan Bates, he's been lifted from limited to full, so he should be good to go. I would expect him to be active on Sunday. Keenan Allen still listed as limited, but I think he's going to play. Roschon Johnson, he's limited with the toe. I do wonder if he's someone who could be inactive. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Kiran Amegadjie still limited, working his way back from that quad injury. Zacch Pickens limited with a groin. Montez Sweat limited with a toe. He talked to the media today, though, so I feel good about him playing. DeMarcus Walker, new addition with the groin. Did something flare up yesterday? Did he get nicked up in today's practice? Those soft tissue injuries, keep an eye on that one. The Friday injury report will probably be big there. And then the 8th guy was a new addition, but it's just going to be Mercedes Lewis weekly rest day. He is 40 years old, so I think Thursday is going to be the day he does not practice. For the Titans, same as yesterday, DeAndre Hopkins limited with a knee. Otis Reese limited as he's been coming back from a concussion. And then Jamal Adams did not practice with a hip injury, so we'll see if he's able to play on Sunday, but I would say that's trending in the opposite direction. All right, Richard Hightower named the returners today to kind of clear up any confusion, because on the Bears' unofficial depth chart, it listed Velus Jones or DeAndre Carter as the starting kickoff returner. Well, it's Velus. And then for the punt returner, it listed DeAndre Carter or Velus Jones, but it's going to be DeAndre Carter. And we kind of knew that, especially since Velus hasn't returned to punt throughout the entire preseason. But he confirmed that those are going to be the two returners, which means they're going to both be active, at least to start the season. So it just got my brain twirling a little bit. Like, I'm curious about who's going to be inactive. So 48 players can be active on Sunday, which means 5 guys have to be down. Now, is Zacch Pickens one who's down? Like, if he's not fully ready to go, that could potentially take care of one. I've got 10 players that I think could be in the mix to be inactive. I think Roschon Johnson could be inactive. I mean, if DeAndre Swift and Khalil Herbert are active, I think Travis Homer made this team for special teams, so I think he's going to be active. If Velus Jones is active as your returner, do you need a 5th running back to be active? Probably not. So I think Roschon, especially since he's limited right now, could be out. Could they hold Tyler Scott out, go a little thinner at receiver? Velus could be that, emergency number 5 if needed. Certainly a possibility. I do feel good about Kiran Amegadjie being inactive. I think they're going to slowly work his way back. Bill Murray could be another one as well, especially with Ryan Bates being full. I do have Bates mentioned here, but if he's fully ready to go, I would expect him to be your top interior backup for this game, which could mean Doug Kramer's inactive, because you needed Kramer on the initial 53 because Bates was banged up and he's your second center. But if Bates is ready to rock, you don't really need Kramer active, so I think he's almost a lock to be inactive. I mentioned Zacch Pickens. Daniel Hardy or Dominique Robinson, you got 6 defensive ends, probably don't need to dress 6. I would guess one of those guys is inactive. And then Noah Sewell, who I argued shouldn't even make this team. He could be certainly a candidate to be inactive as well. So there you go. We'll see who it is. 5 players out of the 53 not going to dress on Sunday. Predict the score, Bears versus Titans at Soldier Field. Who you got winning? What is the score going to be? Let me know in the comments. Again, I've got Bears winning 27-17. All right, there you have it, the latest news and updates from Hallis Hall here on Thursday. My name is Harrison Graham. We will continue to pump out content between now and Sunday, and of course we'll be live on Sunday at 10:45 a.m. Central Time for our first regular season watch party of the year.